Hey everybody, this is Taylor with Royal Gorge Anglers in Canyon City, Colorado. A beautiful mid-April day here on the Arkansas River Freestone. Really enjoyed taking fish on a variety of techniques. A little bit of nymphing, a little bit of dry dropper activity, some hatch matching with BWOs and caddis, and taking some beautiful fish on streamers here today. This is a beautiful Arkansas River brown trout on a full-size sex dungeon Kelly Gallops pattern. Absolutely phenomenal. Hard to beat. I'm going to let him go back. But I'd like to take this opportunity, take a moment to talk a little bit about streamer basics on the Arkansas River. The Arkansas River Freestone is an absolutely optimal streamer fishery for a variety of reasons. 85 to 90% of the trout population on the gold medal section, the 102-mile gold medal section, is our brown trout. And that typically will mean great things for streamer fishing. Number one, brown trout are very, very opportunistic feeders. Even fish in that size range, if they see a big meal swung in their direction, smaller fish trying to escape, a large food source, they're very opportunistic to get in there and get after that food source. Larger brown trout, from say that fish up into the mid-20s, are primarily predatory feeders. In other words, they don't eat bugs as much. They eat other fish. They eat black-nosed dace. They eat crayfish in Canyon City and Florence, that section in particular. So those fish, those larger fish, really can only be found streamer fishing. Now, that 10 to 15% rainbow trout population is also very opportunistic, but that brown trout population even more so. And if you fish any other brown trout rivers in North America, it'll be the same. Great streamer fisheries typically. Secondarily, we have a lot of heavy oxygenated pocket water on the Arkansas River that allow us to take quick shots and cover water very, very effectively with the streamer. And I call that prospecting, where I'm trying to cover as much water as possible. That's why I love fishing a streamer on the Arkansas. Heck, I love fishing a streamer anywhere I go. That's just who I am anymore. But this river is absolutely one of my favorites. I've been guiding here this is my 18th season, and my home river is one of my favorite rivers to throw a streamer on. A lot of people will come in the fly shop and ask, "Hey Taylor, what's the best time to throw a streamer?" And I'll always tell them, anytime you want to do it. And that simply is the truth. You can go out there in the winter and find fish on streamers. You present the fly low and slow, move the fly slowly through a deep pool. Fish will still be opportunistic, but they're not going to expend a lot of calories to get after that fly, so you really got to hit them in the face. On the other side of things, in the summer, when the water temperature is warmer in that 55 to 65 degree range, fish will move up to 10, 15 feet to take the fly. Actually, I had a fish today move probably 20 to 25 feet off the bank to then eat the fly. So a big follow And you'll see that a lot in the summertime and also in the fall when the brown trout fishery, we're in that pre-spawn mindset where fish are very, very territorial. You'll get a lot of chases and short strikes in that window as well. But really, streamer time is anytime, folks. Anytime you want to go have fun with it. What's great is it's constant action. You're always doing something. You're always casting, you're mending, you're stripping. Line control is, of course, key. We fish a variety of different fly lines on the Arkansas when we're focusing on streamers. When the flows are low like they are right now, many times you can get away with just throwing a full floating, aggressive fly line with a lead dumbbell-eyed fly or heavy tungsten cone streamer. Whereas in the summer, when the flows are high, we'll throw super heavy, long sink tip. I really like the lines from Scientific Anglers. So whether you're throwing a full floating line in a Titan Long style line, or a Infinity Plus, maybe that's a great new line in the floating category, or in the sink tip categories, they're streamer line, standard short sink tip style line, or moving into, say, a Trout Express or a Sink 25 line, being their more aggressive lines. Just depending on what the conditions are, those are all at hand. You can really dial your game in depending on what's going on. And we do take advantage of all of those lines throughout a given season. Now, as far as how we rig flies on the Arkansas, I am really a huge proponent of 2-fly rigs. You're oftentimes very comfortable with 2-fly rigs when it comes to a nymph rig, but streamer rigs, many times people aren't as tuned into that 2-fly style rig. And I'll fish something as large as a full-size dudgeon. This one in particular is an olive dudgeon. That's Kelly Gallup's pattern. I'll tie a piece of 2X or 3X fluorocarbon, say 8 to 12 inches long. I'm going a little bit longer today, to a smaller trailer, and this is a little junior mint. Junior mints, thin mints, woolly boogers, slump busters, Chicago overcoats. Those are all great trailer flies. And the whole idea there is, and this is a technique that I learned when I was guiding for a decade in Alaska, is that we want an attractor up front and then a trailer underneath. Use that attractor to pull the fish out, to get them to react, and then that smaller, less obtrusive fly is right in their face. And in Alaska, of course, you can only use a single hook, so we used to tie in rabbit strip directly in line into the leader and then run our trailer hook underneath. Now in Colorado, we can run multiple hooks, so like the rig that I just showed you, I've got a double up front, a tandem streamer, 2 hooks, and then I'm going off the trailer hook with the improved clench knot to my trailer streamer. Okay? You'll notice I've got a loop knot to my first fly. I do always utilize some type of loop knot This is a non-slip mono loop here, but I do always use a loop knot on my streamers, and that is simply to get the maximum amount of movement possible out of that fly. I can use clench knots at all other connections if I'm using a multiple streamer rig. Today, with not a whole lot of flow, I'm using a light sink tip and then going about 3 to 4 feet with 2x fluorocarbon to that first streamer. But that will change up based on what the conditions are. A lot of variables with streamer fishing. As with anything else, it's no more complex than nymphing or dry dropper fishing, what have you, but it is a niche technique that can be a little bit intimidating to many anglers. So I kind of like to tear down those walls for folks and really encourage them to get out there and enjoy the fantastic art of streamer fishing. Just so much to enjoy about it, so involved, and you can find some very nice fish. On average, you're going to catch bigger fish streamer fishing than any other technique, period, and no one will argue with that. So next time you're out on the Arkansas, bring an additional rod, or you can re-rig your 5-weight. Of course, we prefer 6-weights and 7-weights for our streamer fishing, just so that we can accommodate that heavier, aggressive line, larger fly, get it where we want it to go, get that fly to where we want it to present it, and not kill ourselves doing it, right? So, you know, if you really want to get into streamer fishing, thinking 6-weight, 7-weight is the way to go on our watersheds. But you can definitely try streamer fishing anytime with a 5-weight. You can throw a sinking poly leader or versa leader on your existing floating line and get after it and have a lot of fun. If you have any questions about what we've talked about briefly today, please do call us or email us, 888-994-6743, or email us at info@royalgorgeanglers.com. If you'd like to learn more about streamer fishing one-on-one with a guide, fantastic way to learn it. We have some phenomenal guides when it comes to streamer fishing, very knowledgeable, most knowledgeable on the Arkansas River Basin when it comes to this niche. And we can do it anytime. We can do it in the spring, the summer out of a boat, or walk wading, or in the fall. We'd love to show you this great technique. And please inquire about those guide trip styles. Give us a shout, shoot us an email. But we've got anything from 2-hour courses, one-on-one private lessons, half days, full days, you name it.
All right, folks. So after spending a little time on the water talking streamers, we're back here at the fly shop to take a look at some patterns and kind of the mindset behind how we choose between these different colorations, sizes, and then, you know, move into that rigging that we talked about stream side. As you can tell, we really love our streamers here in the fly shop. We've got an entire streamer wall. We've also got an entire bin of smaller streamers. So we've got a wide selection. Streamer category is one that we like to cover in depth, and definitely your go-to fly shop on that front. So, You can see by looking at the wall that we've got a wide variety of sizes and colors. Some of your patterns here on the far right upper area are going to be more pure predator flies, pike, tiger muskie, wipers. We definitely get after those fish as well, and have those options in our area. So if you have any questions on that kind of fishing, a lot of fun to get after those more predatory species, as well as, largemouth bass, smallmouth bass, just such great variety in the Royal Gorge region. But when we look at, say, the Menage a Dungeons, the triple hook, sex dungeons, we're now moving into trout streamers, believe it or not. And your top row up here, these are all size 2, double hooked streamers here, moving into size 4s in the second row, size 6s, etc., getting smaller and smaller. We've got a great selection of jig style thin mints and sparkle yummies and slump busters and different things there. So plenty of single hook solutions on the streamer front, but we do love to achieve that movement that we're really trying to replicate, and nothing does it better than a jointed tandem hook streamer. So everything in these first 3 to 4 rows in our streamer wall is going to feature a multiple hook pattern. Now you can tell that we've got a lot of different colors, and kind of the mindset behind that is there's a lot of different things to replicate. For the 2 things that we're looking to, or 3 things I should say that we're really looking to cover are, number 1, brown trout fry and smaller brown trout. Number 2, rainbow trout fry and smaller rainbow trout. And number 3, black-nosed dace. We've got a little bait fish, especially in Canyon City and some in Bighorn Sheep Canyon, called a black-nosed dace, which is a great food source for these trout as well. But as we talked about on the river, these larger brown trout and larger rainbow trout are predatory in nature, and they're eating other fish. That's what they live on. And especially when those fish get into that 22 to 24 inch range and above, that is what those fish are eating. So you can tell, in the olive coloration, we're really focusing more on our brown trout replication, our baby brown trout, our fry. We've got a lot of black as well. We've got some Sculpin style patterns. When we're getting into the white and olive, we're looking at more rainbow trout imitations, like our double dirty hippie here in rainbow, or one of my particular new favorites, the Heisenberg in baby bow. I do like brown and yellow. That's just a great attractor style color. It's really a fan favorite in Wyoming, but fishes equally as well in the state of Colorado on big freestone rivers. So you can see a lot of yellow and olive, a lot of brown and yellow. And so a great variety of size and color. I would say in general, I'm fishing larger flies, so in the size 2 to 4 range a lot in the summertime. Bigger water, maybe tinted water, I need to get those fish attention more than ever. I'm moving the fly faster in the summertime as well. And then I kind of scale down when the water's lower and clearer. I still want to get that fish's attention. I'm still fishing a large fly, large attractor up front, but maybe not in this category up here. Today I was fishing a full-size dungeon, so we're kind of in this category here, in these size ranges, in the size 4 and 6 range, double hook, and then running a smaller junior mint or thin mint or a leech style imitation as my dropper. Just to look at it, some of those bigger flies and our thought process behind what we're trying to imitate, and same, idea when we're looking at our smaller streamer imitations here. We're just sizing down. And again, like I said before, stream side, 6 and 7 weight territory for sure in this category up here. Size 2s, 4s, 6s, very manageable with that line weight, 6, 7. However, difficult on a 5. And so plenty of options, and ways to get around that. If we do want to streamer fish with our 5 weight, we just need to size down, and choose an appropriate line, which we talked about on the river as well. You've got a lot of variety of fly lines, Versa leaders, poly leaders, and options there, depending on what rod you're taking advantage of. Hopefully that was cool to just kind of take a look at the incredible fly wall here at Royal Gorge Anglers. We'll have a lot of great new patterns filtering in and out, in addition to this great selection. These are all available online at royalgorgeanglers.com, of course, here at the Fly Shop 7 days a week. We really do appreciate your patronage and support on fly business as well. Love to give you information, but to continue to do that, we certainly appreciate your support on fly purchases. You can reach us anytime at royalgorgeanglers.com. Chat line there, info@royalgorgeanglers.com via email, or 888-994-6743. Remember, life is short, fish streamers.